today on 15 on 15.
There's still potential for Aruba's oil refinery. An expert weighs in on the island's best options for it. Plus, those who are tattooed on the wrist may have trouble using the Apple Watch. And we will discuss the rapid developments taking place at the airport. Thank you for joining us. I'm Yentl Lieuw. An analyst within the oil industry recently lent his knowledge to Aruba regarding what he thinks is the best option for the refinery. According to Nelson English, there is an interest from the island and abroad to explore opportunities in reopening the refinery. The oil industry is a volatile market, however, certain things can be done to make it work in Aruba.
My general message was there's reason to be hopeful that it can be done. There are opportunities that I think need to be evaluated very carefully, and I think those evaluations will indicate that there's a case to be made for reopening it. There's a lot of opportunities, and for a lot of different reasons. A lot of things are changing in the environment, some not so good. Refining is somewhat in distress in general, but I think there's some things that can be done in Aruba that would put it in a very competitive or much more competitive posture than it is today.
If history is any indication, the best option may not be for a large oil company to take over Aruba's refinery.
We talked about, we talked about a couple of approaches, not the least of which was private equity, venture capital is one, and I think that is somewhat of a reasonable approach. National oil companies are probably going to be less interested, perhaps. They have many other opportunities. And one of the things I said about Aruba was, Aruba's been, in the hands of major oil companies before, and they got out-competed for investment.
Aruba's oil refinery has been under the ownership of large corporations before, and it hasn't worked out in the favor for the island.
Corporate investments are based on their corporate bottom line, not the bottom line of the refinery. The refinery may indicate it has a good chance to perform financially, but there may be another project in that company that can perform better. So guess what? Aruba doesn't get the money. And that's happened to Aruba. They've been outcompeted. They were outcompeted under Exxon. They were probably outcompeted under Valero. They didn't get outcompeted under Coastal, because we dealt with difficult circumstances and still operated and made big investments. I think you can find somebody like that again. It doesn't have to be a major oil company. Coastal was certainly not a major oil company, but it was a substantial company.
Speaking of oil, prices will be going up starting Wednesday, May 13th. The sale of petrol products will change. This includes gas, diesel, and kerosene. The price on sale for petrol products will be gas unleaded premium at 189.4 cents per liter, which is an increase of 8.5 cents. Starting Wednesday, diesel will also cost 153.1 cents per liter, a rise of 2.7 cents per liter. Kerosene will cost 140.1 cents per liter, which is another increase of 3.3 cents. The prices all include BBO and AZV. In other local news, airport executives from all over the world are currently on the island to exchange knowledge with one another regarding the best practices for their facility. The ACI World Safety and Technical Committee meetings are taking place. For the first time, Aruba is hosting airport executives from all over the world, from China to Abu Dhabi, Panama, and much more. The purpose of the series of the meetings are for people who are part of the commission to share what has been deemed most effective at their own facility, giving others the opportunity to adopt the operation or concept for their own airport. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we'll talk about how people with tattoos may be out of luck with the Apple Watch. And we'll tell you about a study where it has been determined that women actually tip other female servers more if they are attractive. Also, technology is helping sheltered animals get adopted. Those stories and much more coming right up, so stay with us. Coming up, check out the interactive way people's attention are being grabbed to adopt animals from a shelter. Welcome back from the break. You are watching 15 on 15. Tattoo lovers who are also tech savvy, beware. If you are inked on your wrist, the Apple Watch may not work on you. Take a look at this experiment right here. When the Apple Watch is placed on the right wrist, free of tattoos, it works fine. But as soon as it is placed on the inked wrist, it has trouble reading the user's heart rate. Dark ink could make it harder for the device to read heartbeats. The problem is likely occurring because the watch's sensors utilize LED lights to determine when blood flow is increasing on the wrist during each heartbeat. So the presence of artificial ink on the skin can apparently interfere with this process by reducing the Apple Watch sensor's ability to detect changes in the light. Apple has updated its support documents for their watch, including information about tattoos potentially interfering with the device. The ink pattern and saturation of some tattoos can block light from the sensor, making it difficult to get reliable readings. So be cautious of that. Apparently, it pays to be good looking in the service industry. New research suggests that women are more superficial than guys when tipping their servers. For the study, researchers surveyed over 200 customers about their experiences at 5 different restaurants in Virginia. The customers were asked about how much they tipped their servers, how good the service was, and how attractive their servers were on a scale of 1 to 5. It turns out women were more likely to rank a female server not as attractive than guys. Women also tipped 84 cents more per dollar spent to female servers they rated as attractive than female servers they considered unattractive. On the other hand, there was no significant difference between how much guys tipped women or men based on their appearances, and very little different in how much women tipped male servers based on their appearances. Interesting. Researchers estimated that on average, attractive female and male servers made about $1,260 more a year than unattractive servers, mostly due to the disparity in women's tips. Study authors wrote in their study that these results could mean that women appear to reward other women for looking good more than guys do. Very interesting indeed. An animal shelter in London came up with an innovative way to get people's interest in adopting a dog or a cat. Take a look at this. Little did shoppers know, once you grab a leaflet pamphlet, something magical will happen. Barley, the shaggy dog, appears to follow shoppers around East London's Westfield Stratford Mall. The interactive outdoor ad is designed to promote pet adoption for Battersea Dogs and Cats Home and encourage people all over the world to choose to rescue a dog. How did they pull the Looking for You campaign off, you ask? Well, a microchip was secretly placed in leaflets handed out to shoppers, telling them you could be just the person I've been looking for. The chip then triggered Barley to follow the shoppers from one digital board to the next. Can you imagine walking through a mall and seeing a dog virtually follow you around with those soulful puppy dog eyes? It is an awesome way to see a rescue organization apply technology in such an innovative manner. If that doesn't get some of those animals adopted, I'm not quite sure what will. Let's take a very quick break. Here's what's coming up next for you. When we return, the airport's latest signed project to be executed. Details coming up. The Prime Minister of Aruba recently acknowledged a development in the airport as a major step forward.
This is another step in making the airport of Aruba a very, very special gateway in our region. We see the amount of airlines choosing Aruba as a destination, but also as a hub, is daily growing, and that creates a lot of economic opportunities for Aruba. And by having the most modern facilities at our airport, we are also justifying the choices that are being made for Aruba at this moment.
Prime Minister Ayman explains what the signing entails for the plans at the airport.
The facility that we will be installing these days, and at the end of May we will be inaugurating, will create a very fast and automated process for both arrivals and departures at our airport, and it will be a very unique procedure that we'll be introducing in Aruba, and Schiphol as well as AAA see this as a great opportunity not only to enhance the quality of the services that we are providing at our airport, but also to have Aruba being a showcase for this innovation and modern facility.
The objective is to execute the plans well at Aruba's airport so it can be set as an example for other parts of the world.
As interested as we are in promoting this solution after a successful implementation in Aruba, promoting the same solution everywhere so that we can use the happy flow concept as it is already known globally, not just in Aruba but also in other places.
The right ingredients for this project are in place for partial financing to be approved by the FDA.
Where we are at and what we are trying to realize here in Aruba. For FDA, this is also a special project because normally we do not do partial financing. But with a dependable partner as the airport and with a little persuasion from the government, we felt very comfortable to go into this venture. And now hearing the date that we will be actually seeing the result of this project, I think we made a good choice. And I wish you all good luck with this project. And I'm sure this will be the first of many similar projects which will put Aruba at the top where it belongs.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to tune in to Channel 15 ATV at 7:15 p.m. tomorrow night for a new edition of 15 on 15. We will have a great lineup of topics for you. We'll see you then.